Tonight, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has laid a paper before Parliament requesting for 1.25 billion Ghana cedis from the Contingency Fund. This is to support the coronavirus fight, which has so far claimed 6 lives and infected 313 people. The Finance Minister explained to MPs the money would also be used to support businesses affected by the pandemic.
The President directed the Minister for Finance to prepare for approval by Parliament a coronavirus alleviation program CAP to mitigate the disruption to economic activities and the hardship imposed on the people of Ghana by the coronavirus pandemic, and to rescue and revitalize our industries that have fallen prey to the pandemic. The President further stated that the Minister for Finance will immediately make available a minimum of 1 billion Ghana cedis to households and businesses, particularly micro, small, and medium enterprises, as part of the immediate issue. Mr. Speaker, thereafter, on 30th March 2020, the Minister for Finance delivered a statement on the economic impact of the COVID-19 on the economy of Ghana to Parliament. The Minister also placed before Parliament a proposal that sought parliamentary approval to lower the cap on the Ghana Stabilization Fund, GSF, from $300 million to $100 million, and to transfer the excess amount of $290 million over and above the newly proposed cap to the Contingency Fund to finance the coronavirus alleviation program. Mr. Speaker, I wish to express our profound gratitude to Parliament for working expeditiously to approve the proposal to lower the cap on the Ghana Stabilization Fund from $300 million to $100 million.
So that was the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta addressing MPs earlier in the day. Well, the Speaker has referred the paper to the Finance Committee of Parliament, which has been meeting. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is our parliamentary correspondent. He joins me via the phone for the latest. So, Joseph, give us first of all a breakdown of what the 1.25 billion Ghana cedis will be used for. Hello, okay. Joseph, can you hear me?
Daryl, I can hear you.
Yes, so give us a breakdown of what the 1.25 billion Ghana cedis will be used for. Hi, Gakpo, can you hear me? We seem to be having...
Daryl, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you, Gakpo. I just wanted a breakdown of what the 1.25 billion Ghana cedis will be used for based on what the Finance Minister said today.
And so, per the document that's been submitted to Parliament, there are a number of items on the agenda in terms of what the House is hoping that what the Finance Minister is hoping to use this particular 1.2 billion for. First of all, there will be an amount of 600 million Ghana cedis, which will go to businesses in the form of soft loans, as well as micro, small, and medium businesses are concerned. So 600 million Ghana cedis is going into that. An amount of 2 million Ghana cedis will go into buses, the Ayalolo buses, to fund their operations in terms of providing transportation for healthcare workers during the lockdown period. Healthcare workers in the Tema-Kumasi as well as Accra areas. That's 2 million Ghana cedis. An amount of 80 million Ghana cedis would go into the allowance of 50% of basic salary for all frontline health workers. Another amount of 241 million Ghana cedis will go into the tax waiver, as is being indicated that it would go to various health workers over a 3-month period. And then apart from that, 200 million Ghana cedis is going into provisions when it comes to water and sanitation. Another 40 million is going to the buffer stock company in order for them to help with getting more food to places that may not have it. And then a final 40 million Ghana cedis will be invested in food packages as well as hot meals for individuals who will be affected by the lockdown. And from the committee's deliberations and what we're gathering from the Finance Minister's request, with regards to the 600 million cedis that's going to small-scale businesses, we'll see a situation where it will go to them as loans. They would have 1 year as a grace period within which they would not pay, and then after the 1 year period, they would have 2 years to repay that loan that's actually going to them. And the modalities as to who will benefit from these amounts and all is something that we gather is still being discussed at the level of the Finance Committee.
Speak of the Finance Committee of Parliament, any word from them? As we understand, the Speaker has referred the paper to them.
They've been meeting all day, sometime around a little after 2 p.m., and the meeting just ended about 30 minutes ago from what we gather. The Finance Minister, Aboagye-Wiafe, was at that particular meeting himself. We gather that the committee, particularly those on the minority side, are making a number of recommendations to the Finance Minister. First of all, they're asking that the 241 million cedis, which we are being told is the amount for the tax waiver that will go to all healthcare professionals, the committee members are recommending that instead of government dedicating an amount to it, they should substitute the 241 million Ghana cedis and rather use that to subsidize electricity prices for Ghanaians generally. And then, instead of money being moved from the Contingency Fund, 241 million, to pay for the taxes, Parliament should go ahead and grant a separate tax waiver for these healthcare professionals. That is one of the recommendations that the committee is making to the Finance Minister. All
right, Gapo, final one. So where do we go from here? We are waiting word from the Finance Committee.
It's very much unclear. For those on the majority side, and Osei Mensah made that categorically clear that this approval can be given by the Finance Committee without recourse to Parliament generally. And we know Parliament has been suspended indefinitely. So what that would mean is that anything that the Finance Committee approves virtually stands as general approval. But for the minority leader is of the opinion that this is something that should necessarily go back to plenary for the possible approval, because the Constitution also requires that we should see supplementary estimates backing any such withdrawal from the Contingency Fund. It's unclear, and we will probably wait until when the Speaker decides to reconvene sitting on the floor for that clarity to be gotten.
All right, Joseph Opoku-Gakpo, parliamentary correspondent with the latest from there. We'll move on.